The day the world almost ended. The Cuban Missile Crisis explained. For 13 days in 1962, the world stood on the edge of extinction. Nuclear missiles were armed. Fingers hovered over launch buttons. One mistake, one misunderstanding, and human civilization could have ended. Most people know this story in pieces, but few understand how close the world really came to nuclear war. This is the story of the Cuban Missile Crisis, the day the world almost ended. This is Untold Chapters. After World War II, the world split into two camps. The United States, the Soviet Union, both possessed nuclear weapons, both feared the other. This was the Cold War, a conflict without direct battle, but with constant threat. Then came Cuba. In 1959, Fidel Castro overthrew a U.S.-backed government in Cuba. Cuba aligned with the Soviet Union. Just 90 miles from the United States, the Soviets saw an opportunity. Secretly, they began installing nuclear missiles in Cuba, capable of reaching major U.S. cities in minutes. America did not know until it was almost too late. In October 1962, U.S. spy planes discovered the missiles. President John F. Kennedy was informed. The options were terrifying: do nothing, launch airstrikes, invade Cuba, or risk nuclear war. The U.S. imposed a naval blockade. Soviet ships moved toward it. The world held its breath. At the height of the crisis, a Soviet submarine was surrounded by U.S. ships. The crew believed war had already begun. They prepared to launch a nuclear torpedo. Only one man refused to approve it. His decision likely saved the world. History rarely remembers his name. Behind the scenes, secret messages passed between Washington and Moscow. A deal was struck. Soviet missiles removed from Cuba. U.S. missiles quietly removed from Turkey. The crisis ended, but the fear remained. Humanity had stared into the abyss. The Cuban Missile Crisis was not a victory. It was a warning. It showed how close power, fear, and miscalculation can bring the world to destruction. Every era has a story. Every story has a chapter they never told you. This is Untold Chapters, where the moments that shaped our world are finally understood. If this documentary changed how you see global power, subscribe and join us as we uncover more hidden chapters of history.